configuration training demo with myself, Jesse Heller, I'm the marketing manager at FabiSG, but mostly with Joshua Estes, our regional sales manager located on the East Coast in New York City. He is going to be doing the demo today, and Joshua is with me.
Hello, hello.
So just real quick, I'm going to take everybody through a short introduction about our company and about Sugar, and then I will pass it over to Joshua. So just as some of you may know, see, Joshua is in New York City. FabiSG, we have 25 years of experience and around 400 clients. We are a SugarCRM Platinum partner with an in-house programming team and support team. Everything is done here in the United States. We don't outsource any programming. Everything is done here. Our support team is here as well. We've done hundreds of successful accounting and ERP and CRM software implementations and integrations. Some of you probably know this stuff, but for those that don't, SugarCRM is the fastest growing CRM company in the world, founded in 2004. To date, Sugar applications have been downloaded more than 12 million times and currently help over 1.2 million users across varied disciplines. And they're truly an international company, with the program being implemented all over the world in many different languages. Over 80,000 and growing organizations have chosen to use SugarCRM, from huge companies to small to mid-sized businesses. And late last summer, they received a $40 million equity investment from Goldman Sachs. So some of the reasons why we love Sugar, and we think you should too, is it's an open source program, and you have a lot of flexibility and customization with it. It can be hosted in the cloud, on-premise, on your own server, over Amazon or any third party. As you get into the pricing models of Sugar, you'll find it's incredibly cost-effective for the amount of innovation that you get, exceedingly less costly than something like Salesforce. So with that, thank you for listening to my little pitch. I'm going to toss it over to Joshua as the presenter, and we will get our demo going. Take it away, Joshua.
Wonderful. Hello, everybody. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it. I can see it.
Okay, perfect. My name is Joshua Estes. As Jesse so eloquently put it, I am the regional sales manager on the East Coast here at Fay Business Systems. And what I want to go through and show you guys today is kind of the basic in and out of SugarCRM being an admin. So I am using the demo version here. If you're using your eval, you can follow along. But I'm going to log in as an administrator. So we want to make sure that the person we're using in order to configure the system is an administrator. What we want to go over today is kind of our basics of Sugar Studio, how to configure, set up, and invite users to the system, so that way we can really take full advantage of our CRM system and have everyone on it, set up the security settings for each role, and also go through Sugar Studio and create some custom fields within the system. We will briefly touch on how to do imports within the CRM system. And then I will open it up to answer any questions that anyone has at the end. And I'm more than happy to take that time and kind of show you anything particular that you are asking about. So let's get started. In order to get to the admin section of SugarCRM, where we'll be working, I'm going to go and click on my name and my icon and the drop down and go into the admin section. Now, given that we have admin rights, we're able to get back here into the admin panel of the system. This is where I'm able to go in and create, edit, and activate my users. I can connect with Sugar directly for updates and support. I can get to my system configurations, my backups, any repairs, This is also where we go to import data into the system. It's also where I can select which modules I want to see and view within my mobile system. I can configure and set up our emails from here. The developer tools, Sugar Studio, is what we use to customize our module fields, layouts, and relationships. What are the modules? Well, the modules are the main entities within SugarCRM. That would be accounts, contacts, opportunities, leads, calendar, reports, quotes, etc. Those are all our modules. I can go in and use Sugar Studio Module Builder, where I can actually create a new entity within the CRM system. And I can use the module loader to import any modules or add-ons that I might have picked up in Sugar Exchange or the Sugar Marketplace for the applications. Also, under the developer tools is where we can build our workflows. So that's our rules and processes based on certain alerts and actions to automate certain processes within the CRM system. Under my products and quotes is where we go into add our products, or our product catalogs, where we can put in our products that we would select from quoting and invoicing within the CRM system. Then we have our bugs. We have our forecast configuration, where we can set up our time periods for our forecast ranges, and the scenarios. And then we have contracts and contract types. So let's get started at the top and set up a new user within the CRM system. So here, I'm going to go to User Management. I'll click and open User Management. And now I can see a list of all of my users that I've created in the system, their usernames, their department, and their status, and then also the checkbox next to them to see if they're a system administrator. But in this case, I actually want to create and invite a new user to my system. So in order to do that, I'll go up here to the top panel bar, and I'm going to select Users, and I'm going to click Create New User. Here we could also create a user group. We could create a portal or an API user for those of you using Sugar Enterprise or above. We could reassign records, and we could import users. So I'm going to create a new user. Now, what we want to do is we want to create our username. I recommend creating something simple so that our users can remember it. In this case, I'm actually just going to pretend to set myself up here in the system. My username, put in my first name, my last name, user type, regular user, or system administrator. In this case, we're just going to set me up as a regular user. I could upload an avatar, so a cool little picture of myself. Employee status, active, we put in title, regional sales manager, my department, sales, who I report to, etc., and fill this in. My email address, this is important because this is where it will email the information for my activation for the CRM system. So here I'm going to put in my email. So it'll send an email to there, and I'd click Save, and it'll send it out. My email client, Sugar email client, or an external email client. For the case of this demo, I'm just going to use the Sugar email client. Now I want to go to my password, and I want to create a password. Make it something simple and easy for me to use. And then the advanced settings, where we can go in and we can set up my time zone. We can set up the date format, time format, display of names, calendar options, currency, etc. We can also choose which modules I want to make available right here to me, or to the users that you're setting up. So we're going to go ahead and click Save. Oh, my password did not meet the requirements. Must contain letters and numbers. So the system will remind you if you're doing anything that you are not allowed to do, based on the rules set up by the admin. Still not happy with my password. Clearly, I cannot type right now. There we go. So now we've set up and we've created a new user. And now that I've done that, I want to go in and I want to add this user to a team so that we can manage the team of this user and also set up the security roles and parameters for this user. How do we do that? Well, let's go here, back to my admin panel, and team management. So the team will automatically create it for each individual user, so that's the way you can assign and select things for themselves. But we also want to make sure we have our group teams, north, south, east, west, yellow, blue, the A team. Depends on how you want to write it. So in this case, we've got a west team here. I'm going to look at the west team. And I want to add myself to the west team. So select myself, and hit select. Now we can see that Joshua Estes is added to the sales team. So when we set up rules in the CRM system for fields or modules that are based on only the team or only the owner can read or write or view things if it's assigned to a team, well then we can lock certain things down and separate information within the system based on teams, so groups of people can have access to certain information. So let's go and let's actually lock down my individual access as a person. We'll go here to admin. I'm going to go to role management. So here I can create roles. So maybe I want to create a new guy role. So people who've joined our team for the first 90 days, we're going to put them in here. So save. And now it takes me to my security settings. So here we have a list of all of the available modules within the CRM system. And I can select the access type, if they can delete things, if they can edit things, if they can export information, import, list, mass update, or view the information within the available modules within the system. And I can select the user to add to this role. So right now everything's set as not set. What does this mean? Well, when something is not set, it means that they do have access and it is enabled. That's the automatic configuration for it. I could disable it. It means that for the whole entire module of accounts, I do not have access. But right now, it's not set, which means it's enabled. The access type. So do I have admin abilities for just this particular module? Do I have developer capabilities, or is it just normal? Not set here, default to the parameters for that user. So since I'm not an admin user, it defaults to normal. If I am an admin user, it defaults to admin and developer. Can I delete things in the accounts module? In this case, I want to only have me delete it if I'm an owner. Can I edit things? So the owner, so it means if it's assigned to me, I'm able to delete it, I'm able to update it, I'm able to edit it. If it's not assigned to me, I can't touch it. Same goes for export, import, list, mass update, and view, as well as the rest of the modules below. But let's go in and let's actually lock down a specific module and the information therein. So let's go here to opportunities. Over on the left-hand side, click on it, open it up. And now I'm at the Opportunities module, and I can see all of the fields that I have within the Opportunities module, as well as that same bar that we were looking at on the previous screen, which we see right above the field permissions. So let's set our field permissions. What are our available options here? Well, I have the account name. Not set means that I have the ability to both read the information for this account and to write, better term, edit that account. I can read it, but only if I'm the owner of this opportunity, I can edit this field, or I can only read this field, or only the owner of this field can read and only the owner can write, manipulate this field. So we can set that for any of these fields in here to choose how we want to lock down the information. Once we have done that for the field, I want to select my user. In this case, we have Joshua Estes, who is our new guy. Now I see I am here. I am defined by these parameters that we have set up in the system. And then I'm going to click Save. And so now it has deployed these security settings upon my user. So that is how we invite users and how we set up their security settings and roles within the system. So let's go back to our admin toolkit and confirm these changes. And let's go down and let's look at our import wizard very briefly. I'm not going to import any data, but I'm going to show you how this functions. So we're able to select our module as to what we want to import information into. So let's say I'm importing a list of contacts. I'm going to import it from a file on my computer. I'd select the file. Click Next. And it'll read the fields on that file, and it will automatically fill it in based on their names and their headers. If I go to Next, here I have the module fields for the fields in Sugar, and then the names of the fields as they appear in the CSV, and then the actual information on those fields. So in that case, I could map, let's say, ship name isn't actually their ship name. It's actually their primary, well, it's actually their account name or their company name. And then let's say their shipping address will be their primary address stream. And we've mapped that out for all of these fields based on what they're actually called within Sugar. I go to Next. And then we'd be able to save these settings. Oh, I didn't map this. We'd be able to save these settings, import settings, within the system. And then we can choose to search based on possible duplicates of information, first name, last name. We'd save the field settings that we created as contact import, and then import now, and it'll search for duplicates. It'll let us know any possible duplicates, and do we want to import those as duplicates, or do we just want to update the existing account record or contact record? So let's go back here to admin, and let's go into our Sugar Studio. So Sugar Studio is where we live to configure, customize, and set up the CRM system based on our business and our terminology or other fields and information that we might want to track. So when we get in the Sugar Studio, we are greeted with the plethora of available modules that we have within the system for us to customize as we so see fit. Today I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a couple fields to accounts. So let's select accounts. And let's select labels and go through what that is. So the label shows us the display of the fields and all of the titles as they are available within the module. So I can just change the visible name as it shows in the module here. I can't add a new field here. I can just change its physical visible name. So let's go out of that and let's go to fields. So fields is where I'm actually able to create new fields within the system or edit an existing field. So let's go in and let's add a field. Boom! All right, here we go. We got our list of new fields. We have a lot of different options to choose from here. Is this an address field, a checkbox field, a currency field, a date field, date and time, decimal, encrypt, drop-down, float, HTML, iframe, image, integer, multi-select, phone, radio, relate, text area, URL, and text field, all in one breath. Now, that gives us a lot of different options for how we want to use this field. For the sake of this, we're just going to do a text field. The field name here is going to be go with favorite song. Now, I can make this a calculated field, means that this information based on other fields within the system, and that's where this field's value comes from. Is a dependent field. So does this field only show up based on rules that another field is marked as a certain field or drop down or amount? Is this a required field? Means every time someone fills out information on an account page, they have to let us know what the account's favorite song is. Is it a reportable field? So that way, based on this information, I can run certain reports in the system. Is this an audit field? So are we tracking all of the changes that ever occur to this field, what it used to be, what it now is, who changed it, when they changed it, basic audit information. Is it an importable field? Is it a duplicate merge check for this field? So maybe this is actually a unique identifier for how we select our customers, or import them back and forth between other systems. No, it's not. Let's leave that disabled. So I'm going to click Save. So now I have created a new field that will be available for me to select from in the accounts module. So now it's building the field into the system. It does take a second. And let's go back here to our list. And if I scroll down, I will be able to see right here, favorite song. Favorite song, text field. Good. It's there. Let's go to accounts. And we'll come back to relationships. So let's jump over to layouts. So this is our different, as they are, layout views of an account record. So is an account record view? Is this the list view that we see when we're on in other modules? Is it the pop-up view for when we pull it up within another module? Or is it the search view for when we're looking for it? So we're going to edit the record view. So here I can see the module as it looks when we're editing one. So just to kind of show you, in contrast. So here's what the accounts module looks like when it's live. All of those fields and information right here. So we're going to go in and we're going to change that. So up here at the top, so in that initial view before I click on the show more, these are the fields that are available right here, these top layout area. And then we have the show more fields. I actually want to add my favorite song to the quick view area. So I'm going to add in a new row. And I'm going to go and I'm going to select favorite song right here. I'm going to click, drag, and release. Now we've added favorite song to the panel. Do we want it to collapse? Do we want it to be a panel, or do we want this to show up as a tab? So when I'm here, there might be another tab for me to click on to go to another area where there's certain fields. No, I don't. I like what I've got. Do I want to save it because I don't want it to go live yet? I'm still editing things. Or do I want to make it go live? So we want this to go live so we can see it. So I'm going to click Save and Deploy. So now it is done. Deploy complete. I go here, and I'm going to refresh. And voila, we have our favorite song right here added to the accounts page in the accounts view. So let's go back here to our studio, go back to our layouts, and let's just kind of look over our other layout views. So here we have our list view. So our list view shows the name, the city, kind of the view history as we see it. This list view is, if I'm in an opportunity, and I see the associated account for an opportunity, it's the information that shows up when we pull it up in the list. And what we want to have available when we're looking at a list of accounts. So here we go. You can see all of the information, and that's as it displays here. So if we want to make more information available in that list view, I can click here and drag it over. Go back to our layouts. Here's our pop-up view. This is when we pull up the pop-up list, searching for things. Now, let's go in and let's look at our relationships. So our relationships is how various modules relate to each other. So in this case, we have accounts related to accounts in a one-to-many ratio, meaning that I can have one account related to many different accounts. I have account cases related to many cases. I can have many contacts related to accounts related to many contacts. I want to add a new relationship. So let's say I want to add an account that is related to an account. I want to have multiple accounts related to accounts. So for example, maybe I'm working with a customer like Coca-Cola who has Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Sprite, and those are all kind of separate entities for my business. So we view them as sub-accounts. So I might want to then have accounts related to accounts, show that in that module in a many-to-many relationship because they relate back and forth to each other, but I kind of track them separately. So then I would click Save and Deploy. And it's now creating that relationship for me within the system. Taking a second to build up here. Close this out. So now let's go back in here to our accounts. And let's look at our mobile layout. So this is where we go to configure our view from our phone. Very similar to what we were doing earlier. So it looks exactly similar, but we can choose what information we want to show on the mobile version. So if you want to show less information over the phone or more, you can control that here. So let's jump back to our admin panel. Scroll down and look at our email settings and how to configure email. So this is where I get my server information, and I log it in here. I can set up a Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Microsoft Exchange, and if I select these, it'll actually pre-fill it with some of the information. Some of the ones that it doesn't have all of the SMTP authentications like Microsoft Exchange or other. But if you go to Gmail, it automatically pre-populates in here for your sync with your email settings. This is how you can set it up for everybody for inbound and outbound emails. If you need to delineate a difference between the two, we can go back in here. And maybe I want to set up something that is different specifically for inbound email. We can set up a group of accounts for monitoring an inbound email. We can set that information up here as to who gets it and where it goes, specifically maybe for routing purposes. Now, one other thing I wanted to go over was setting up and configuring our forecasts. So going here to Forecast. And here's where we're able to choose our time periods of our forecasts, our forecast range, so that, kind of how far back are we looking, and then where we want to check certain areas. So here we have our forecast ranges. So maybe I want 3 ranges that we want to view from. What sort of scenarios do we track in here? Our worksheet columns, the forecast ranges, opportunity amounts, etc. that it comes from. And then I go in and I can click Save. I've been able to update my forecast settings. I can also go through there to set up in my forecast any of the information as far as their quotas and the quota numbers that we get set. So managers or an admin can set the quota number for the forecast. Now, that's what I had planned for our demo today. What I would like to use the remaining of our time for is to go over any questions in particular that you guys might have. So let me kind of pull this over. And let me see what questions I've got here. I cannot see the questions. Jesse, are you able to see the questions?
Yeah, so you have a couple questions. If you are a user, if you are in as an admin person, are you already a user?
Yes, an admin person is a user.
And then as a single operator, let me try to understand what this says here. As a single operator and setup as admin, do I need to set parameters for myself?
No, unless you want to secure things from yourself. But no, you don't need to set security parameters for yourself.
Okay, Susan, hopefully that answers your questions. If not, you can chat us back or chat me back. And then there was also some interest in seeing the difference between what you're showing and how it is different from SugarCE. But that's I believe another webinar.
Yeah, we actually have a whole other webinar on how SugarCE compares to the paid versions. You lose a lot of the reporting, the team capabilities, the security settings, the forecast, and the quoting capabilities, and the email marketing and campaign functionality within the system, as well as other things. It's also an older version of Sugar, and Sugar no longer supports an update CE as of this year.
Other than that, there are no other questions. I just sent out to everybody in the chat the SugarCE versus Pro webinar that we did recently. You can view that on our YouTube page. It looks like there is actually an additional question regarding websites that are available for further training.
We have further training and information on some of the various entities within our website if you're looking for videos. That is also something that we can provide you as a service. So if that's something that you're interested in, please reach out to us. We're more than happy to work with you with your specific needs on a one-on-one basis. Otherwise, there are some various training videos on our website around some of the particular modules. There's a specific video on importing, on customizing as we've done today.
Yeah, we have a lot of resources on our FABSG website that you can visit, www.fabsg.com. And if there's anything that you're specifically looking for, feel free to shout out to Joshua or myself.
Yeah, we'd love any feedback or options.
And we're always, we're definitely recording this webinar, and we record all of our webinars. So you can visit our webcast and events page to see the webinars of yesterday's webinar and any other webinars that we have up there. We'll post, and we will also post this one up there as well towards the latter part of tomorrow, probably.
Does everyone feel that this webinar was useful and helpful for them?
It looks like you're getting a lot of yeses, Joshua.
Wonderful, fantastic. Well, we will continue doing webinars like this to help you guys out. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to give Jesse control here real quick. If you could put up the slide with our contact information if you need us for anything, please feel free to reach out. Again, my name is Joshua Estes, and I'm more than happy to help you guys.
All right. Thanks, Joshua, and thanks, everybody. You'll be getting an email from us with information on resources for this webinar and all of our other webinars as well. Have a great day.